Good morning. Welcome back to another review, and let's cut a yo-yo. We have, be careful with this, the 50/50 by Dressel Designs, and this is my third time trying to film this. So it's already cut in half. I'm sorry you're not going to get to see the cutting today. But let's talk about it. It's, as the name would suggest, 50 by 50. So 50 millimeter in diameter, 50 millimeter wide. Just about 60 grams, a D-size bearing. Now, for the most part, I try and keep the reviews to describe how the yo-yo plays and leave my opinions out of it. That's not the point of them. I just want you to be able to describe how it plays, and then you guys like different things. So what I like, you might like or you might not like. But D-bearing yo-yos. For me, a D-bearing yo-yo needs to be a responsive yo-yo. This is a D-bearing unresponsive. This is the exception to, for the most part, what I've played so far. If you didn't tell me it was a D-bearing, I probably would have been hard-pressed to know that it was a D-bearing. Plays like a C-bearing. It's not snaggy. It doesn't unwind down the string goofy. And I think a lot of this has to do with the lightweight and the width. So this yo-yo, the specs are kind of off to what a normal yo-yo is. It's wider. So it feels like a full-size yo-yo in your hand and on the string. It doesn't feel like an undersized 50 millimeter yo-yo to me. And then that helps with the stability that you usually lose in a smaller yo-yo if you keep the dimension ratios close to what is a normal full-size dimension yo-yo, like 75% width to the diameter. Since this is even across the board, it just plays very unique and very different. The yo-yo plays pretty stable. It plays agile. It plays quick. Even has like, I'm gonna say it has like a float to it. It doesn't really play fast to me, and that's just, I'm not the fastest player in the world, but there's some times when I'm just trying to do speed wraps to see what it feels like, and it felt like I was dragging on this a little bit. So that is what I'm feeling when I play it. But I love the agility. It plays agile, plays quick, stable, plays great. It's not snaggy, plays very much C-bearing-esque for a D-bearing yo-yo. Let's go cut it in half. Oh, hey, I'm back. I already cut it in half. But here you can see it. This is the breakdown, and you've kind of got a thinner wall at the midsection and then a lot of rim weight. And that makes sense because it's a light yo-yo, sub 60 grams, and that helps with that agility that it has. But with that wide rim, you're getting a lot of rim weight packed across it in width-wise, even though it's like normal thickness, I would say. It's pretty close to normal thickness, and I'll show you comparing it to some other yo-yos. But since the rim's so wide, it kind of has a little more rim weight packed on there. And that kind of leads to, almost what you would expect for the lighter yo-yo. If this was a heavier yo-yo, normal weight, let's just say 65 grams, I would expect more mid-weight close to the axle based on the way that it plays. But since it's a lighter yo-yo, it needs that rim weight. Comparing it to three yo-yos that I have that are a little bit smaller, the OC was probably the closest in weighting design-wise. The OC kind of has a gradual increase out to the rim, where the 50/50 is quicker. But nothing I have was really a good matchup to compare them because of the width on this guy. And I don't have anything that small in diameter either. The Hawk was a lighter yo-yo that I wanted to compare it to. The Hawk plays much lighter than this, even though I think it's heavier. But as you can see, the Hawk has a lot more center weight and mid weight. Not a ton of rim weight on the Hawk. Last but not least, we have the Quake, and this was the closest I had in diameter, and it's still like 53. But it's a full-size weight. It's like 65, 66 grams, and you can see it has a little bit of center weight, but then a lot of mid weight. And that is kind of where you get a lot of speed out of the Quake. If you've played them and play them side by side, you'll get that this one's a lot quicker, not as agile. It has a momentum carry with it, and I think it's just because of the higher weight, and kind of just a little bit where it's packed on there too. So that is the 50/50 and Let's Cut a Yo-Yo. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see some more, make sure you leave a like we'll do them as long as we can. Special shout out to Patrick. He was willing enough to send me a model to cut and to review it. So thank you, Patrick. We'll see you in the next one.